Good.
Yes, sir.
Good morning and good afternoon. Finishing up practice number 9. Even though Michelle's today was a normal practice for us. Obviously, technique and fundamentals are premium, but for us, situational football, just playing extended drives, putting us in difficult situations, and working all our special teams phases are part of practice today, as well as all the technical and physical work that goes with block destruction, the line of scrimmage, the front seven, the O-line, and the tight ends. Any questions?
Coach, it's obviously not like Jacoby did anything egregiously wrong or robbed a freight train, but in light of the 3 personal foul penalties late in the season, did you give any thought to removing him from the roster, or was he a guy you just felt like I wanted to invest more time in? Just your thinking on that.
Initially, yeah, that comes to mind right away because it's not part of the DNA of the program. It's not what we want to be as a program. And then you also have to stop for a second and think, well, it's your job to find a way to get it right until you can't get it right. And we've invested a lot in him. There's been a lot of growth and development, and it's time for that to show as a teammate, as a guy who's completely committed to being the best he can be to help the team win. And I believe we're heading in the right direction, and I think he knows that. And I think this is going to end really well with him. So that's the path we have chosen to take. And so, but I understand the question. It's always something that comes to the forefront within the team and culture. You got to get it right.
Coach, third spring season here for you. How important is it for you to make a staple here, and what's the comparison from year 1 for you?
Well, it's very different. I think there's been a pretty massive roster overhaul and an implementation of a culture, a regimen, and structure, and one that we really believe in, and one that we've had tremendous success at every stop that we've been at, and one that has been making steady progress for about 23, 24 months now. Actually, a little bit more. This spring, we've gotten off to a really, really good start, and you see it in the intangibles as much as anything else. Taking care of your business in the classroom, making sure that you're holding teammates accountable to be early to everything, understand the playbook, and not only what to do, but how to do it, and doing it at a certain level of intensity and effort. So I think all those things are coming together, and I think a lot of it is sparked by competition. Competition a lot of times versus a lot of others.
Since the pads on now, are you guys standing out to the guys who are looking at this place? Some guys are doing physical?
Well, one thing we talked about today is playing time here doesn't discriminate. I think guys like Cam Pruitt have shown early that he's a very physically gifted guy that can flat out get after it, understands football really well, concepts. Zaquan Patterson really stands out as a young guy that he just gets it. He's played for a long time at a high level. He's doing really well. Elijah Lofton, he's a big guy, 250 plus pounds, fits right in. So many veterans are doing. There's a lot of guys that are doing really, really well, which has made practice good because of the competition. JoJo really stands out. You mentioned Jacoby Early's had a really good spring. I would say Isaiah Horton really stands out as a guy that really has come along. Zach Carpenter, group keeps getting better and better. McCoy had some guys to step up and roll. Wesley Basaint's had a really big spring. Really excited about his progress because now he's weighing 228, 230 pounds. He's running like he did when he was 170, and he understands. He understands, and he's playing like he understands. So there's a good amount of guys. I probably missed a few, but they'll get sensitive. But I'll handle them later, I guess.
What does Tim Ward show you since the pads are on?
He's tough. He's physical. He's a relentless competitor. He's everything you want in an offensive lineman and a linebacker. Except he's really super talented. He doesn't take it for granted. He's very humble, yet competitive. He is not afraid to take a stand as a leader in terms of accountability, holding himself accountable, holding his teammates accountable, which is critically important as a quarterback, right? You want that guy to be a total alpha dog, and he is. And he's in a room with alphas, and I think that it's contagious. So far, the part that really stands out for him is as all those things combined, plus he's really hungry. When you get to the building, whatever time you get to, he'll be the first one.
I think 2 guys that everyone feels compassion for are Zion and Travante, with the knees and the travails they've gone through. With Travante, have you seen flashes of pre-injury? And with Zion, I know you addressed this a couple weeks ago. Is there hope in your mind that he could play for you again this fall?
Oh, good question. Today is when Travante, something clicked today. because we've been seeing a guy that's been a little bit tentative, and then kind of a flash, but today it was a legitimate guy running behind his pads, running at 230, accelerating, running through contact, running his feet through contact, catching the ball really well out of the backfield. Today was his best day. Today is something that gives us hope that he can return to form. With Zion, it's been a wait and see. I know he's really frustrated. We all feel for him, always in our prayers and thoughts. And just hoping he gets better. I know he's trying, but that'll be up to him and his medical situation, whether it can happen or not.
With Elijah Lofton, his ability physically and mentally to play different positions, how unique is that as an early enrolling freshman?
You wish you had a bunch of them, because the truth of the matter is I personally think if he was a linebacker, he'd go over there right now and give everybody a run for the money. That's how much faith we had in him as a freshman. And the fact, he's comes from Bishop Moon, where it's very high standards, like a lot of the program guys that are here. And he's exceeded expectations. And we've done a lot out of him, a lot. So pretty fired up about the guy. So I forgot the question, but it's. We talked a lot about Ruben Bain last year, early on, guys like that, Francis. And when you start talking about Elijah, you feel a little bit the same way.
You obviously have a lot of young linebackers, a lot of ability. 2 veteran ones with Francisco and with Leslie, and Chase, who has some experience. It's still early, but do you have a feel like whether the youth has made enough progress where you don't need another veteran just in the room for depth, or is it too early to tell with that?
It's always too early to tell. I mean, guys that failed to mention is Popo. Popo's had a great spring. Popo's been really physical, played downhill, knows the system really well, has natural leadership qualities. I think Darius Hayes has had a great spring so far. Pulliam has flashed. Caleb Spencer, we've kind of bounced him around back and forth, boundary safety position, and that linebacker. And then Chase Smith, he's been exceptional on special teams. We've been moving him inside and outside, so there's been some good competition there. You're always on the hunt, and you have to be, and really at every single position. And we need to be, and we're going to be very, very aggressive. And I think when the guys have had a chance to meet some of our players and watch some of them, I think they want to play with some of these guys, so hopefully it'll be a good postseason for us.
Headset communication, how's that process been?
It's been good. Just be careful what you say last, right? Because that's probably what's going to happen. So we've been working it since day one, even while we were waiting for the technology to get here. I mean, it looked like the old school days with like pagers and beepers and all that stuff. But our coordinators, they've gotten really used to it. The iPad technology is something we've dabbled in, but more extensively we'll get into it next week, because that is now part of college football. And it's a little bit different. There's a board, right? You got to plug your stuff into the server, and then you detach them and use them. There's no data in them just to place themselves, but you're seeing stuff like you would in a film room. And so using it to our advantage, and certainly preparing for opponents to their advantage too are critically important to our preparation now, because come fall, you're going to have 29 practices, and you need a couple more now.
Do you think it'll change games with like execution?
You'll find holes, you'll see things that, tells. You always look for tells, on tape. The slightest adjustment, alignment, physical disposition, leverage can lead to a different call, can lead to player awareness as it relates to a call. There's a lot of teaching that goes with it, and at the same time, you got to be careful to not over inundate your guys with information. So we talk a lot to the NFL guys and how they use it, and it tells us about the pros and cons. Having Kenny Dorsey here yesterday was huge. He spoke at our clinic, and he went in depth about what he likes about it, what he doesn't, what he would do, and what he wouldn't do with it. And for us, it was very educational.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Mary.
Okay, guys. Thank you, guys. Have a good one.